everyone, I'm Surabhi. Welcome to my channel. Today is the next video in the series of book reviews where I show you the sneak peek inside the books I have that will help you to decide you really want them and would you like children like those kind of books. So today I'm going to review two maths books. So it's not that maths kind of books, but telling maths or introducing the concepts of math using stories. So I got to know last year about them from another homeschooling mama, and I thought to try some books. So these books start in about like later ages, like 7 to 8 year old, because then you get the mathematic concept of fractions, circumferences, Pythagoras theorem, all this kind of stuff. So these books is targeted to that kind of age. So not all are applicable to me, but I just thought to try two books and I love them, so I thought I'll share. So if your kids are older, you can look for the other books in this series on Amazon, and you can choose for yourself. So first one which I'm going to talk about is this one. This is Circumference and the First Round Table, a math adventure. So this book talks about circle, different shapes of rectangular, square, parallelogram. How can you make one shape from another? And what is radius, what is diameter, what is geometry. So not that they tell you what it is, they just tell a story about all these terms. So it's like after I read this book, my girls were like, oh, though, okay, this is radius, this thing is radius, that's it. But it didn't go to them, clicked in their mind like mathematics, but now they know the term radius and circumference like that. So I'll just tell you, it's a fun way, nothing technical about it, but we loved it as a first introduction to the geometrical concepts. So I'll read some part to you. So it's not a toddler book, so the pictures are more of paintings, because this shows about that older times when king and castle and everything. So just look at the pictures quality. It's more of a painting kind of thing. So but I'll read you the first part. So it's like the king wants to have a conference with all his intelligent people, and he calls people from different places so that they can decide a strategy for a war. So that's a plot. So let's start with, the knights rode as fast as they could to King's castle. Circumference lived nearby, so his family came with him. Circumference was married to Lady Di, who came from the town of Ammeter. They had a son named Radius. Radius was very small and quite young, but his keen mind and boundless energy more than made up for what he lacked in height and age. So that's how they introduced the three terms, that who, Lady Di, of Ammeter, and circumference and radius. Now the problem is that when the king had a rectangular table, and when he sits in the rectangle, the king cannot listen to all the people, who are sitting on other end of table. What do? They change the rectangle to square, and they've given measurements. If you see, they have a rectangular table of 20 by 5, and then they say that we can make it a square. So how will you make a square? So it talks about it very clearly. Well, look, here is a drawing on the table. It has two long sides and two short sides. If you cut it in half and put the two halves side by side, you'll have a table with 4 equal sides. Oh, so they still didn't talk about that it's a square, They just told that we'll change the shape, that's it. Oh, Circumference called for the carpenter, Geo of Metri. That's the name of the carpenter there. And Geo began work immediately. So they did not say like, we made a square. We just said that, we can cut this one in this way and make a shape like that. And that we made a square. Then again, square table had its own issues. So then they made a parallelogram, and then they explained that how from a square, how should we cut to make a parallelogram? Very simple and pictorial way. Then parallelogram also didn't work. It has its own issues for a conference. They're like, okay, now what do we do? Then they thought, let's make an octagon. So from a parallelogram, how we have to cut in different corners and sides to make an octagon. So once we have made an octagon, if you can see, then octagon also didn't work. So we have to make a different shape. So we made a oval. So from an octagon, they cut out an oval. And then this was the oval they made, and then oval didn't work. Then what do? Then they saw this picture. They went out, they were really confused. Then you see that Lady Di standing up on that part of the trunk, and then this is diameter, half is radius, like that. And then they get a circular thing, and then they made a circular table, and finally the conference could happen peacefully. So again, a very simple story, doesn't have any technical stuff, but it's still fun thinking about all the shapes and visual and practical terms, and see how one shape can change to another, all these things and pictures, and we just love it in that way. And yes, after this one, my girls are curious about these terms, but nothing serious about that. It's just a story and it's done. The second book I'm going to talk about is this one. This is 100 Hungry Ants. Again, it doesn't have any meaning or any strong storyline. It's just simple things, and it talks about division. Actually, uh, when my girl read the story herself, she didn't notice it. She didn't like it much because there was nothing happening there. But when I talked about it and I read aloud in book and like thinking and telling that, do you think it's right thing? Do you think it's the wrong thing? Just making it interesting. Then she made, oh yeah, they should have done like this. So these are the books which do not click in the first time to the kids who are like looking for adventure or mystery or drama kind of stories, but still you can make introduce the terms in your own interesting way when you do a read aloud. That's my personal view. So this is about 100 hungry ants who are going to a place where there is a lot of food, but then they don't go as 100 ants, they make groups of them. So if you make in 100 ants, if you make a group of 10, how many rows you will have? If you make a group of 20, how many rows you will have? If you make a group of 50, how many rows will you have? And then what happens in the end? So I'll just read to you. A whole hill of hungry ants, their faces all aglow, came swarming from the forest to cross the field below. A soft breeze fanned the sunshine and whisked them on their way. It hinted of a yummies for their empty tummies. That means a picnic, hooray! So 100 ants are coming. Oh, so we are going to a picnic, a hey, a he-do-hoo. And then they say, stop, said the littlest ant. We are moving way too slow. Some food will be long gone unless we hurry up so. With 2 lines of 50, we'll get there soon, I know. So we made 2 lines of 50, that still makes 100. So like that we do, then there will be a lot of repetition, lot of silly words. Yeah, doesn't look much good for my elder one, but yes, my younger one loves for that. Then they make 2 rows, then they do 4 lines of 25, then they make 5 lines of 20, then they make, like in every page they are reshuffling themselves to make different groups, and in the end 100 ants were singing and marching in 5 rows. They are going to a picnic, a he-do-hoo. And then again they are going with the 10 lines of 10. Again with a fraction. And then this is what they show, that when they go 10 lines of 10, they again make 100, but this is how the division happens. And in the end they do not get any food because they wasted so much of time in just shuffling and making groups of 10, and that's the story. So it doesn't have a much strong storyline, but it's a good visually concept of division. You can reduce to your concepts, and that's what it's good. So but if you choose one, I love this one personally, but this is a good one to introduce to younger ones. So hope you enjoy these ones, and thank you. Bye bye.